and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW IX WWE Challenge Run here today. We're back with another episode of Monday Night Raw. Bash and Berlin is thoroughly in our rearview mirror, and we are very much on the road to WWE Venom, which is a funny sentence. We got a stack live action though here in the Wells Fargo Center. In CM Punk, in Seth Rollins' home state of Utah, I do believe, where Seth Rollins is general manager, in the sense that he can decide what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's match are. And then next week we're in Glasgow, and McIntyre will get to choose, and in 2 weeks we are in Chicago, Illinois, and CM Punk will get to choose. But Seth Rollins will get to pick Punk and McIntyre's fate, and then he will face Sami Zayn later tonight as well. Who knows, if he beats all three men over the next 3 weeks, he'll earn a world title shot against Gunther. And then additionally, in our main event tonight, it's the Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. Bron Breakker defends his gold against Pete Dunne, The Miz, and Finn Balor. And plenty more in store. Without further ado, let's jump into it. It's time for another episode of Monday Night Raw. We're going to get underway backstage with Seth freaking Rollins. Here in Utah, my state, and it's up to me. I get first dibs. I get first call over what those two are going to be doing. Now, I've thought about it a lot, about what they could get up to tonight. And I thought, there's no better thing. Keep it nice and simple. So tonight, right now, to kick things off here at the Wells Fargo Arena, it's going to be CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, 1-on-1. Let you two beat the hell out of each other, and then I will happily pick apart the carcass at WWE Venom and earn my shot at the world title. And Sammy, you and me later tonight, if that's what you want, then fine. I look forward to defeating you and putting a stop to your world title dreams very quickly. For a 61, not the best from Seth, but hey, you know, it's the start of the show. The crowd's got to get hot up, you know. But yes, we're going to kick off with Punk and Drew, just 1-on-1. Just let them beat the hell out of each other for 61 here. And they come out and they do just that. They just beat the hell out of each other. Two men who do not like each other. You know, Punk costing Drew that world title at WrestleMania, fighting it out at SummerSlam. And they haven't even had the chance to get that pent-up aggression out inside Hell in a Cell, have they? Because that hasn't happened in my universe. So, a lot of pent-up rage these two men have, ready to throw out at each other. And they just beat the hell out of each other. I think I've said it to a wild brawl. Just because, yeah. They go to war. In the end, they're battling in the ring. They're battling out the ring. The ref trying to remind them they don't care. They just want to beat the hell out of each other. And in the end, they brawl their way up the ramp, down the ramp, in the ring, out the ring, through the crowd. And in the end, they disappear into the crowd. The referee counting to 10. Double count out. No victor here. I said it to storytelling. That was it. For a 71, pretty decent. They're great chemistry. They do. 76 Punk, 73 Drew. CM Punk's first match in this universe mode. In any TW save for me, actually. I've never got to book CM Punk. I'm excited. And there's no victor here. But they continue to beat the hell out of each other, which you have to think is what Seth Rollins wanted. He wanted them to hurt each other, to beat each other, to destroy each other. So he has an easier shot of things at WWE Venom. So Seth very much getting what he wanted here, you have to imagine. But we got a commercial comeback tag team action. The first of two contenders matches, where the winners will fight next week, and then the winners of that will earn a shot at Masked Magic's Raw World Tag Team Championship. And I do it with indentation because the New Day are here. Kofi and Xavier, who are not dickheads in this universe, at the minute at least. That's not a hint for anything, it's just a... and they're taking on the LWO, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. We let them show out a bit, because both teams can show out, let's face it. But in the end, the team advancing to the contendership match next week is the New Day. Kofi and Xavier get a big win for a 70 here. 66 Kofi, 64 Xavier, 57 Joaquin, 54 Cruz. Happy with that. New Day come out on top. Kofi and Xavier move a step closer to another match with Masked Magic and another shot at those World Tag titles they have not held in some time. For a 70. Nice match. Let's keep it in the dark green and above, boys. Let's keep it in the dark green and above. We go to commercial, and we come back, and who is in the ring? But the Holy One, everybody pray. It's the Messiah, Moose. With scripts, of course. Reading from the Holy Scripts. He is here! And he is ready for you to repent your sins. He is here on Monday nights. He is here in the WWE, in this ring. The holiest of all. Can I get an A, Moose? And he is here to show you the way, to show you the light, to show you the path. And he is here to show you what awaits you if you do not heed his words. Moose ready for action against a local superstar here when our local luchador is dragged out the ring quickly by his feet and met with a brogue knee by Sheamus. El Mariachi Loco. Caught completely off guard. Sheamus taking him out of that brogue knee. Slides in the ring and gets a mic himself. And says he wants to prove himself. He couldn't do it against Butch. He couldn't do it last week against Sammy. You want to show a path forward for redemption to the light? Well, I need a path. I need a path to show I'm not over the hill. And so if you want to fight me for a 40. And fight him, we shall. Moose makes his WWE Raw debut here. The Messiah takes on Sheamus 1-on-1. I said it to Wild Brawl, I believe. Just let these big guys beat the hell out of each other. Moose getting to show his strength. Sheamus in his head. Okay, Sheamus isn't fully kind of there. He's not with it completely. He's overthinking every move he does. Is it the right thing? Is he a step over the hill? And in the end, he overthinks and gets overpowered. And it's lights out for Sheamus as Moose gets the victory. The Messiah stands tall for a 67. Good match. 62 Sheamus, 60 Moose. Happy with that. The Messiah stands tall at the Wells Fargo Arena in his Raw debut. Beautiful. Then we go backstage to the world champion, Gunther. Kathy Kelly asking Gunther about his thoughts. Sami Zayn given a challenge last week by Pierce. And Gunther says he's happy. And he hopes Sami can do it. He hopes Sami can set the path. Beat all three of them, come to Venom, and take on the Ring General. And let Gunther show Sami, show the whole WWE universe, that what happened at WrestleMania was a fluke, was a one-time event. And that when it comes down to it, Sami Zayn cannot go with Gunther. For 76, the world champion, clear and focused. And he does want Sami Zayn to do it. He's rooting for Sami Zayn because he wants to prove that he's better. That he can beat Sami Zayn. That Sami Zayn beat him at Mania for the world title. That for the Intercontinental, that was a one-time thing. And he's never going to let it happen again. Whilst we bounce around to the women's Intercontinental division. Last week in our Fatal 4-Way contendership match, Natalya got the win. And she'll face the winner of this Fatal 4-Way. It's Alba Fyre, Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez, and Tegan Nox. And the story of the match is kind of Raquel taking advantage of her strength. She's overpowering the other three. The other three are having to kind of work together a lot of the time to take her out. And in the end, they do manage to. Raquel going for a boot on Tegan, ducking, booting into the ring post, dropping down, shiniest wizard, Alba Fyre, Senton Bomb, laying her out, and then we get in the ring, Tegan Nox and Alba Fyre battling it out. Tegan managing to dodge Alba Fyre and eventually hit her with the shiniest wizard and covers her. Well, goes to cover her, but just before she can, Kiana James kind of slips into the ring, quickly grabs Tegan Nox, launches her out of the ring, quickly covers Alba Fire before Tegan can react and get back in the ring, and it's 1, 2, 3. Kiana James using that business mind of her. She doesn't have to be the quickest, the fastest, the strongest. She just has to be the one to get that 3 count, and she does it. Kiana James Enterprises head Kiana James gets a massive victory here for the 57, and it will be Kiana James versus Natalya in the contendership match next week, the winner taking on Lyra Valkyria for her women's Intercontinental title. 57 Alba, 46 Tegan, 54 Raquel, 34 Kiana. Kiana getting those wins, starting to build some momentum, maybe heading towards that Intercontinental title, bringing it into Kiana James Enterprises. We'll have to wait and see. But here, sticking in the Intercontinental title theme, we hear from all the superstars who are fighting tonight. You know, we have The Miz, one of the most successful Intercontinental champions of all time, ready to add the title back around his shoulder, back into his collection. He's in he's in Hollywood now, in Marvel movies, in Venom 3, The Last Dance. He's teaming with Tom Hardy, winning at pay-per-views, and now he's ready to get this title over his shoulder, to be the ambassador WWE needs at world premieres the world over. Then we have Pete Dunne, who's ready to prove himself, win his first title here in the WWE main roster on his own. Ready to win the title that Sheamus could never win, will never win. Just like I beat him in Berlin, I'm going to take the one thing he wants here on Raw. Finn Balor and Neo Judgment Day. Finn ready to bring some more gold to Neo Judgment Day. Liv Morgan has been holding that women's world title, and it's time for a bit more gold to come to the Neo Judgment Day. And then Braun Breaker. It doesn't matter who gets in that ring. Finn, Miz, Pete, hell. Bring on Neo Judgment Day. Bring anyone you want. Because in the end, the big dog, Braun Breaker, is going to walk in that ring and leave with this Intercontinental title still over my shoulder. For a 69. These 4 men are ready for war in the main event. Oh, let me know in the comments who's going to win. Who do you think is going to come out on top? Who's leaving Intercontinental champion? Ooh, tension. Let's get some tag team action. Who's facing the New Day next week? It's AOP versus Otis and Akira Tozawa. And Otis and Akira are trying their best. They still haven't quite found that mentor that they're searching for, that Maxine and Ivy are searching for. And in the end, AOP proved just too much and hit last chapter on Akira Tozawa for a 66. Pretty solid match, honestly. 59 Akira, 57 Akam, 50 Razor, 54. I was happy with that. AOP taste victory here. And next week it will be AOP taking on the New Day 1-on-1. Where a winner will earn a shot at Master Magic. Who is it going to be? We'll have to wait and find out. But we go backstage to Damage Control in their locker room. Alright, Razor, you just got the win. Don't bring the mood down. Damage Control in their locker room. Dakota wishes Io the best. She saw last week and she couldn't get it done. She couldn't beat Liv after their antics. But Dakota promises Io that if she can get that women's world title match, she's going to be in her corner. Okay, and all of Damage Control are going to be behind her as she gets that women's world title for a 67. Damage Control supporting their girl Io, rooting for her, rooting her on towards hopefully that women's world title and getting a world title back around her waist. But we'll have to see if they can manage that, if Io can earn the match first of all, but then go one step forward and dethrone Liv Morgan. Only time will tell. But we go to a match with massive ramifications. It's Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn has a dream. A dream of finally doing the one thing he's never been able to do. Be world champion. But the only way Sami Zayn can do that right now is through Gunther. Gunther, again, the man he went through at WrestleMania to become Intercontinental champion. But if he wants the world title, he's got to do it one more time. And to get there, He's got to beat Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk in 3 consecutive weeks. This is the first step. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn in the Wells Fargo Arena. And I think it's a testament to Sami Zayn that he's going to fight all 3 of these guys in their home states, in their hometowns. You know, and these fans are still going to cheer for him. They're still going to root him on because they love Sami Zayn. I've told them to steal the show. I have no doubt that's what they're going to do. And they come close. Sami avoiding the curb stomp like the plague. It looks like Seth's going to hit it on numerous occasions. He manages to get out just in time. Sami Zayn fighting for his life. And in the end, Seth setting up for the curb stomp one more time. When out of nowhere through the crowd, brawling, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are still going. They brawl past the barricade to ringside. And Seth Rollins getting distracted, telling them to get the hell out of here. And that distraction allows Sami Zayn to sneak up behind him and roll him up. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn gets the victory. Seth can't believe it. Caught off guard, distracted by Punk and McIntyre fighting it out. The one thing he wanted to happen, the one thing he set up to happen, cost him here for the 77. 72 Seth, 65 Sami. Sami off his game, sadly, but they had good chemistry. It got the crowd buzzing. Will live. Sami Zayn does take the first step. He'll be facing Drew McIntyre in Glasgow next week, but he gets one step closer to that world title opportunity. But Seth, not happy at all. Sami going up the ramp. Seth, furious. Punk, well, Seth can't really believe it. Punk and McIntyre brawling into the ring and Seth joining in, attacking them both. All 3 men fighting again. Once again, road agents forced to pour out here to separate them and pull them apart. 4-80. Adam Pearce, you have to think, just wants this done already. The amount he has only to spend on extra road agents and referees and security, I imagine, just to separate these 3 men. But they keep fighting it out, and they get pulled apart once again here for that 80. Before it's time for our main event. The Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Braun Breaker defending his gold. First out is The Miz, then Pete Dunne. Finn Balor comes out on the ramp with Neo Judgment Day, and he turns them away, says he's got this. And then Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker storms his way to the ring, all 4 men in their corners, ready to battle out, when out storms, before the ref can ring the bell, Bronson Reed. The man who took apart Ilja Dragunov last week, destroyed him, laid him out. We don't know Ilja Dragunov's condition. He was sent to a local medical facility. We hope he's doing okay. Thoughts and prayers. Bronson Reed storms to the ring and climbs into it. The ref telling him to get out, but Bronson Reed shoving the ref over, demanding he be added to this match. When Braun Breaker turns him around and gets right in his face, and Braun tells the referee, let him in. Braun is pissed. Braun is ready to go. He is a hungry dog. And if Bronson Reed wants some as well, if Bronson Reed wants to be one of the men Braun Breaker fights and defeats again, Braun Breaker's all too happy for that. For a 63. And so now, in a fatal 5-way match for the Intercontinental title, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Finn Balor, The Miz, Pete Dunne. Let's go. The 4 men, they get about 15-ish minutes, I think. They go to war. Everyone here has a point to prove. Miz wanting to prove he's not over the hill, wanting to prove he can do it. He's this big-time movie star now, but he is still a WWE champion. Pete Dunne wanting to prove himself. The young, up-and-coming superstar. He beat Sheamus, but wanting to prove to everyone he is not Butch. He is Pete Dunne. And he is ready to be champion. Finn Balor wanting to prove himself that he's not over the hill, that he's got the goods, that he can do what it takes to be a champion still in the WWE. Bronson Reed wanting to prove a point as well here, prove his dominance, prove that he is not someone to be messed with. And of course, Braun Breaker, the young, upcoming superstar, seen as such a bright light for the future of wrestling, wanting to keep that title round his waist and keep on moving in that fighting champions clause, keep on moving towards a world title opportunity. Every man, they all get to show their due. They all get to do what they can. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, for a lot of it, are battling it out. We get to one point where The Miz and Pete Dunne are fighting on the outside. Miz looks like he's going to put Pete Dunne through the announcer's table. Pete Dunne dodging it and putting the Miz down. Miz laying on the announcer's table in the end. And Bronson Reed sees Finn Balor on the top rope. Finn Balor looks like he's going for coup de grace. Bronson Reed shoves Finn Balor off the top rope. He goes flying to the outside. Bronson Reed climbs up. Looks at a The Miz. And hits the tsunami off the top rope. Through the announcer's table on the outside. The Miz completely taken out. Reddick's having to rush over to check on Miz. As Bronson Reed gets to his feet, screaming, roaring. And turns around into Bron Breakker, who hits a massive, like a steam train, spear to Bronson Reed, sending him flying backwards into the Prime stand. Bronson Reed, relatively taken out. In the ring, Pete Dunne fighting with Bron Breakker here. And Finn Balor getting involved as well. Finn Balor, 1916 on Pete Dunne, goes to the top rope for coup de grace. Bron Breakker taking out Finn Balor, dropping on the top rope. Bron Breakker going after Pete Dunne, going for a spear, but Pete Dunne managing to block it, going for the hand. Bron Breakker lifts up Pete Dunne for the pump handle slam. Yeah, the pump handle power slam, yeah. And Pete Dunne manages to get at Bron Breakker's hands and snap his fingers to release him. Pete Dunne goes for a bitter end, but Bron Breakker jumps through, runs against the rope, past Pete Dunne to the other rope. Massive spear to Pete Dunne. Covers him 1, 2. The ref gets dragged out. It's Dirty Dominic Mysterio of the Neo Judgment Day. Their arm can't believe it. The ref can't believe it. Bron can't believe it. Out the ring. Chases Dom around the ring. Dom slides into the ring. So does Bron. Massive spear to Dominic Mysterio. Bron throws Dom out the ring. Covers Pete. 1, 2. Coup de grace. Finn Balor, the time to recover thanks to that interference from Dom. Hits the coup de grace. Covers Bron Breakker. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion, Finn Balor. He's done it. Bron won't be too happy with that, you have to imagine. But in the end, Finn Balor keeps the wins the Intercontinental title even for the 4th time, I believe, or the 3rd time. I think it's the 4th. 75 for the match, by the way. We'll go over it. 75 for Finn, 70 Bron, 69 Pete, 61 Miz, 53 Bronson Reed. In the end, Miz still getting checked on by medics. Finn Balor stands tall, gets the Intercontinental, gets his arm raised, goes out the ring. Dominic Mysterio still laid out. Finn's kind of walking past him up the ramp. Liv Morgan's there, Raquel's there, JD's there. And Neo Judgment Day, minus the currently unconscious Dominic Mysterio, stand tall at the top of the ramp. Liv and Finn raising their titles. Neo Judgment Day get a stranglehold on Monday nights to close things off. Raw getting a 76 in the end, increase to 140 regions. Happy with that. Good show overall. And yeah, we keep the road going to Venom. So next week, we're going to have Natalya, Kiana in a women's Intercontinental contendership match. We're going to have AOP versus the New Day in a Raw World Tag Team title contendership match. Finn Balor, our new Intercontinental champion, will appear. Io Sky will look to see what she has to do to earn a shot at the women's world title. It's in Glasgow, Scotland. Drew McIntyre is going to be the general manager for the night. And he's going to decide what CM Punk and Seth Rollins are doing. And of course, Drew McIntyre will also be in action against Sami Zayn, looking to get one step closer to a world title match with Gunther. But that is going to be all for today. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below as we continue on the road to Venom. Do you think Sami Zayn can do it? Who is going to come out victorious between Steph, Drew, and CM Punk? And are you all ready to rise for the Neo Judgment Day? Let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, subscribe for more so you do not miss a thing on the road to Venom, WWE Venom, and WWE Moana 2. And until next time, and as always, I just want to say a very special thank you for watching.